Chapter 11. Top Bosses. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 11. Top Bosses. 390 units of normal food. It took almost 2 hours to sell all of them because of 2 reasons. First, after the recruitment and summoning of the next day, the number of soldiers the castle lords had in their units had increased. If they were stronger, the chances of them obtaining food also increased. Even if they could not kill the monsters in the wild, they could still catch some rabbits, wild chickens, small animals, or pick fresh fruits to eat. The other reason was that many powerful castle lords were following Lin Yi's example, hunting monsters, selling food, buying wood, stones, and other basic resources. In the hyperspace trading channel, selling food had become normal. Compared to other sellers, Lin Yi was indeed a profiteer. His asking price was the highest. The lord of the castle, who desperately needed food, had no choice but to grit his teeth and trade for Lin Yi's food, and just like what the goddess Feng Qing said, although he was considered a peer, his reputation was stinky. Countless castle lords were trying to suppress Lin Yi money-grubbing attempts, saying that he was raising the price of food to exploit the poor. However, Lin Yi did not care for these things. Some needed prestige, recognition, and escort. He did not. His top-tier angels would allow him to establish a foothold in this world. If he tried to cater himself to everyone's whims, he'd only hamper the development of the angel castle. In the meanwhile, as soon as the 10 units of elite grey wolf meat appeared, it caused a huge commotion in the castle lord circle. The chat forum became very lively. Everyone was discussing Lin Yi's elite grey wolf meat. It's still day .2 and boss Lin Yi already killed an elite monster. My god. This was too strong. According to my investigation, the level of elite monsters should at least be at level 5. Most castle lords have units that are at level 1 or 2, and very few would have reached level 3. It's impossible to hunt a level 5 elite boss. Big Boss Lin Yi did it. I have to say, although Boss Lin Yi is a profiteer, he is indeed strong. Elite grey wolf meat can actually strengthen one's body and increase one's strength. I really want to eat it. It's too expensive. 1 unit of wolf meat sells at 3 energy stones. As expected of Lin Yi, he did not lose his reputation as a profiteer. The other castle lords offered 3 units of food in exchange for 1 energy stone, and yet they couldn't get people to exchange. One could see how precious energy stones were. However, Lin Yi did not care and directly uploaded his prices. Even if it was a level 5 special food, the prices were still exorbitant. After all, a giant wolf boss gave 10 units of food. If all of them were converted into energy stones, it would total to 30. 30 energy stones. Only by killing 100 ordinary wild monsters could they be gathered. This showed how black-hearted Lin Yi's prices were. However, Lin Yi wasn't worried about nobody buying it. After all, this was a level 5 special food, and it only had 10 units. Rare things were precious. The number of castle lords was billions, a truly terrifying number. There would always be people who were interested and were willing to exchange energy stones for special items. The meat of a level 5 elite small boss has a special effect. It was worth it. Congratulations to Boss Lin Yi on killing a level 5 boss. You have taken a step towards conquering all the races and claiming the boundless continent. We sisters look up to the big shots. I have long heard of the name of the big boss. Black Knight's Castle, F***CK onlookers in the front row. Does the Black Dragon Castle really have Black Dragon as a unit? What the hell was Black Knight's Castle? 2-headed demon. Sisters in the Elven Garden, do you know the Gokuraku Jodo dance? Ed. A 3-person dance that went viral in China, Gold City. Goddess Feng Qing also appeared. All of them are all big shots. Big shots are indeed different. 10 units of special wolf meat were cleared out immediately. Big Brother Lin Yi. I'm happy to have earned 30 energy stones, and the class building is expected to be upgraded soon. The person upstairs, keep quiet. Be careful. The world chat was extremely lively. Many hidden bosses were attracted by the elite wolf meat and exposed themselves. Some people really took a fancy to it. Some people wanted to use this wave of wind to declare their existence and expand their popularity. They used 3 energy stones to increase their reputation in the Castle Lord circle. This wave was not a loss. As for Lin Yi, who was the subject of discussion, he naturally made a huge profit. However, in this round, he had harvested 30 energy stones. In addition to the energy stones he had stored earlier, he had a total of 65. With 35 more, the Angel Reincarnation Pond would be able to level up. Black Dragon Castle, Elf Garden, Castle of Gold, Black Knight Castle, Lin Yi muttered. These castle lords all had high-grade or even top-grade soldiers, and they might become his opponents in the future. I'm curious, what good item did Boss Lin Yi get after he killed the boss? Shouldn't be just energy stones, this time. He might have also collected equipment, blueprints, special items including crystals, and so on. I'm so envious. Is this what a big shot is like? I hope Lin Yi will come forward and satisfy our curiosity. After all, he has earned so many energy stones. Agreed. Lin Yi, who was currently reading the chat, decisively backed out. No matter how much he earned, did it have anything to do with him satisfying other people's curiosity? Many people were jealous of him. From yesterday onwards, some people wanted him to reveal what his unit was. He ignored them all. Those who stood at the so-called pinnacle of righteousness and were pestering him to expose his cards were all blocked by him. He was disgusted by them. I can upgrade the Angel Reincarnation Pool within these 2 days. After it levels up, more angels and holy spirits can be spawned. As for the upgrade of the castle, it's close at hand. After today's food exchange, the wood and stone stored in the warehouse reached 9,300 units and 6,500 units respectively. For the castle to be upgraded to the advanced level, he needed 10,000 units of wood and 7,000 units of stone. Not surprisingly, Lin Yi could upgrade the Angel Castle to a high-level castle today. Chapter 12. Beast Tide Event. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 12. Beast Tide Event. Boundless Continent. Somewhere in the vast plains. The outstanding goddess Feng Qing brought her golden battle lion unit to hunt for bison on the grassland. Compared to other wild monsters, the bison was slow, had slow reaction time, was huge, lived in large numbers, and didn't have a high level. It was very suitable to be the prey for the golden battle lion. Today, she had quite a harvest. Through the sale of wild beef, she obtained a large amount of wood and stones. Her castle, Gold City, had also been upgraded to intermediate. If this continued, it would only take 1 or 2 days to level up. She admitted that her speed was not slow. It surpassed most of the castle lords. In the future, she was very likely to be the phoenix who will face the world and fight against the tens of thousands of races. However, Feng Qing frowned. Lin Yi sold the meat of the elite wolves in the hyperspace trading channel, which hit her. Her golden battle lion was a top-grade unit and she had 6 of them. However, she did not dare to provoke tier 5 elite monsters. She stared at the level 5 bison for 2 days. However, she only dared to look from afar and not approach. However, Lin Yi was already selling the meat of an elite monster. Furthermore, it was from a wolf that was more aggressive than a bison. At the same level, wolves were stronger than bison. That was to say, Lin Yi's castle's strength was far stronger than hers and beyond her expectations. What exactly is Lin Yi's base unit? Could it be that it has surpassed the peak? This is impossible. My golden battle lion is a top-tier unit. In terms of level, it's comparable to a dragon, so its strength might be slightly weaker. Lin Yi's unit is not higher than a dragon. Perhaps he used a special method. Some kind of trap to kill a giant wolf boss. This was the only logical guess she could come up with. This was because it was hard for her to imagine what type of units could be higher than a dragon. Dragons were already the limit. No matter what, Lin Yi can still be befriended. After thinking for a moment, she sent Lin Yi another friend request. After waiting for half an hour, she finally received a reminder. The person refused to accept your friend request. Feng Qin gritted her silver teeth. Her sexy lips were glowing under the light of the setting sun. This was the second time she had been rejected. Feng Qin became silent for a long time. She raised her eyes to look at the distant horizon, the blood-soaked sunset. Night is coming, the grassland is the world of wild monsters, retreat to the golden capital. Roar. The 6 golden battle lions roared. Surrounded by their future rulers of the prairie, she returned to the distant castle. Night fell, and the blood moon appeared in the sky. Countless monsters and magical beasts roared throughout the world. Billions of castle lords had withdrawn their units back to the castle, and they were under a protective barrier. At the same time, the notification on the worldwide chat forum changed. The main idea was that when night came, the strength of the monsters in the wilderness would increase by 3 times. Apart from the darkness and evil elements, the strength of the soldiers in the castle would all be affected, and they would all drop to different degrees. It also reminded the lord of the castle to be careful of the night. If it was not a special situation, do not go out to avoid damaging units. At the same time, a world notification was added. Special notice. There are still 5 days until the end of the novice protection period. After the novice period, the tide of beasts will strike. The castle lord who successfully blocks the initial beast tide and performs well will receive a huge reward. The castle lord with the highest score will receive a special reward. For a moment, the chat became even more lively. Incredible. They finally start the official event. Moreover, it is a big event involving all the castle lords. The first activity in the novice period must be the best reward and the easiest to get. Brothers and sisters, will you successfully change your fate? It all comes down to this. Bo, bicycles will become motorcycles. Fight, Jeep becomes an Aston Martin. We want to change our lives and go against the heavens. 5 days later, it would be the starting point from where I begin to conquer the boundless continent. Defying the heavens. My unit is Grey Dwarf, and I only know how to dig holes all day long. When I saw the goblins, I was so scared that I peed. I'll be very satisfied if I can withstand the beast tide and not be eliminated. Do you guys know what the special reward is? Only one special reward, it definitely won't be simple. We shouldn't hope. The only ones who have the chance to compete for the special rewards are Lin Yi, the goddess Qing Feng, the Black Dragon Castle, and the Elven Garden. That might not be the case. Even though top-grade soldiers are strong, they still have to fight against the beast tide with their tactics and willpower, right? As long as we do not give up, anything is possible. At that moment, countless castle lords were staring at the special notice. Their hearts were filled with excitement and fear. This beast tide event would change the fate of many castle lords. Some people would soar into the sky, while others would be eliminated. Was he or she going to become a phoenix or going to be eliminated in despair? 5 days later, the beast tide would attack. The highest-ranked castle lord will receive the only special reward. Lin Yi took a deep breath. Special rewards were also his target. My unit is an angel, a unique army on the boundless continent, surpassing dragons, elves, and the golden battle lion. At least, for now, I have the highest chance of getting a special reward. But I can't be careless. Among billions of castle lords, there are countless outstanding people, and some of them even have top-grade soldiers. If I am not careful, I may miss the reward. I must go all out. Lin Yi made up his mind to do his utmost to improve the castle's strength before the beast tide hit. Chapter 13. Advanced Castle. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 13. Advanced Castle. Night had already arrived. The blood moon's light enveloped the world. In the darkness, a group of beasts roared in unison, and the night owl screeched. Being summoned by Lin Yi, winged archangel, Shirley, led the angel team back to the castle and brought back the carcasses of several wild monsters. In addition to the harvest in the evening, a total of over 100 units of food were thrown into the hyperspace trading channel. His prices were still the highest in the trading channel, the sales had become slow. However, they could not withstand the food shortage. After the cheap food was bought, there were still the castle lords who gritted their teeth and bought Lin Yi's food. Lin Yi's black-hearted merchant title had been mentioned countless times. What a pity. This wave of benefits won't last long. The lords of the castles are becoming more and more powerful, making it easier for them to find food. After tomorrow, it will be very difficult to sell expensive food units. Lin Yi speculated that from the third day onwards, food would generally reach a low price, that was, 1 unit of food for 10 units of wood and 5 units of stone. If he wanted to double it, he would sell it for a high price, which was basically impossible. This was because the castle lord's power had increased. More and more castle lords began selling food. Food was no longer in short supply. High-priced food would become a thing of the past and would be disregarded. Fortunately, Lin Yi had already eaten his share in this wave. He had gathered the resources to raise Angel Castle to a higher level. He now had 11,200 units of wood and 7,600 units of stone, enough to upgrade Angel Castle. Would you like to upgrade the castle? Yes, yes. Instantly, the dazzling golden light completely enveloped Angel Castle. A moment later, the golden light dispersed, and an even more magnificent castle appeared in Lin Yi's field of vision. It was more than 30 meters tall and had a total of 7 floors. It had 3 flanking sub-fortresses. A small statue of an 18-winged angel stood right above the main castle. It seemed to be made of white jade and emitted a holy glow. Congratulations, your Angel Castle has been upgraded to a high-grade castle, its territory has been increased to 2 kilometers. Castle's heart's defense has been increased by 3 times. The influence and reputation of your Angel Castle in the boundless continent had greatly increased. Special reminder. Some forces in the dark forest have already noticed your castle. Lin Yi stood in the courtyard, looking up at the magnificent castle in front of him. Waves of emotion rose within his heart. He had seen many tall buildings, but this was his first time seeing such a large castle. Not to mention that this was his castle. He could not help but feel a sense of accomplishment. Angel Castle has been upgraded. The area of influence has increased from 500 meters to 2,000 meters. The defense of the heart of the castle has increased threefold. The heart of the castle was located at the core of the castle. It looked like a stone tablet. After destroying the heart of the castle, the identity of the castle lord would truly be removed from the boundless continent. Now that Angel's Castle had risen to a high level, the defense of the castle's heart continued to skyrocket, making it even harder to destroy. However, Lin Yi felt that if an enemy snuck inside the castle and attacked the heart of the castle, this meant that the castle's forces had been destroyed by the enemy. No matter how high the defense of the castle's heart was, it was useless, it was simply to stall for some time. After upgrading, Angel Castle's influence and reputation have increased once more. Although it hasn't reached the level of fame, it has attracted the attention of some forces in the dark forest. This is not good news. During the novice period, they can't do anything to me, but thereafter, nothing is certain. I still have 5 days. It's not just me. The other castle lords should be in a similar situation as well. The enemies of the castle lords aren't only the wild monsters but also the local powers of the boundless continent. In comparison, they were an even greater threat. In the end, the wild monsters were just wild monsters. In essence, they were used to gain experience for the soldiers of the castle lord. The true opponents were the local powers of the boundless continent. 10,000 races fighting for hegemony, and its local forces that are contenders. Perhaps, I might run into a few of these local forces of the Dark Forest before the novice period ends. The reason was naturally that his castle had leveled up too quickly. This was the second day of their descent, and Angel Castle had already risen to a high level. His influence and reputation in the Dark Forest were probably not far away from that of becoming a minor celebrity. Naturally, some local forces would come to inquire about his castle. During this period, there might be friction or even war. What will come, after all. As long as I develop fast enough and the strength of units is strong enough, even if it's a local power, it'll only be an experience monster to me. The premise was that he was stronger. Bedouin thinking of this, Lin Yi's gaze fell on the little angels. Under the leadership of the four-winged archangel, Shirley, Seer, Todd, and Vic, the 3 little angels with 2 wings, gathered near the angel reincarnation pond bathed in the holy light from the statue of the 18-winged angel. They were praying with their eyes closed. When the Almighty Lord created the world, the Lord said, "There must be light in the world," and there was light. The Lord said that there must be life in the world, and there came about the Holy Spirit. The Lord said that there will be no darkness in the world, then the darkness receded under the dispersal of the light. The Lord said, "Serving our Lord will give the salvation of the soul. Believe in the Lord and you'll have eternal life." Chapter 14. Target. Upgrade Angel Reincarnation Pond. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 14. Target. Upgrade Angel Reincarnation Pond. Amidst the prayers of the 4 little angels, Lin Yi gradually fell asleep. In his dream, he stood in the clouds, commanding billions of holy angels to sweep across the boundless continent, and the name Angel Dynasty shook the entire world. Unfortunately, it was just a dream. He only had 4 little angels. There was still a long way to go before they could form an angel army. The next morning, Lin Yi woke up from his sleep. The first thing he did was to come near the angel reincarnation pond and nurture a new angel. Soon, 2 balls of light flew out of the pool. The ball of light dispersed and 2 little angels appeared in front of him. What a pity. Not as lucky as yesterday. The 2 newly born angels are both 2-winged angels, with level 3 strength. Lin Yi sighed slightly. However, he quickly recovered from it. In a level 1 angel reincarnation pond, the chance of summoning a multi-winged angel and a special angel was extremely low. The appearance of the 4-winged archangel, Shirley, could be considered as his lucky break. It was hard to think of such a good thing. Moreover, even if it was just the 2-winged angel holy spirits, its strength and potential were all extremely great, surpassing even the top-tier assault units. Let's work harder today, and try to upgrade the angel reincarnation pond to level 2. After the upgrade, the angel reincarnation pond will be able to produce more angels, and the probability of the appearance of multi-winged angels and special angels will also increase. Currently, there are still 35 energy stones left. Lin Yi now had a total of 65 energy stones and 1 crystal. It was not too far away from meeting the leveling requirements of Angel Reincarnation Pond. If nothing unexpected happened, it could be done today. The newly born 2-winged angel holy spirits were named Wayne and True. He also ordered the 4-winged archangel, Shirley, to bring the 5 angels out to hunt. Their target: energy stones. After the angel team left, Lin Yi washed up and ate breakfast. Shirley had prepared breakfast for him, it was quite sumptuous. He had roasted meat of an elite grey wolf. When he finished eating, he found that he had a notification. The energy required for the castle lord to level up was not displayed on the interface, but Lin Yi could feel that the energy in his body had increased a little. When the energy converged to a certain level, he would level up. Not long after, another message appeared. The first half was a wild monster killed by the angel party. The latter half was +5, +8, +10, and so on. This meant that the angel party had officially started their hunt today. Moreover, their hunting speed was much faster than yesterday. First, the number of angels under him had increased by 2. The angel party had grown stronger. The other reason was that Angel Castle's territory had expanded to 2,000 meters, and the number of monsters they encountered in the wild was even higher. Of course, the Angel Party could also hunt outside the castle's territory. However, the danger level would increase as well. Outside the sphere of influence, it represented the unknown. Perhaps there would be an uncontrollable risk. Therefore, for the time being, the Angel Party was only allowed to hunt within their territory. If they encountered a crisis, they could quickly return to the castle. Moreover, 2,000 meters was already an extremely large area. With a large number of wild monsters, it was enough to satisfy the hunting needs of the Angel Party. The little angels did not need to take risks. Lin Yi stayed at the castle, as usual, browsing the chat channel. His current level was 2. And even the newly born winged angels and holy spirits had reached level 3. He would not be of much help if he went hunting with them. On the contrary, it might affect the hunting progress of the little angels. He would only consider hunting with the little angels after his rank had increased by 3 or even higher, and his ability to protect himself had increased. As for now, it was better to stay in the castle. After all, the castle was safe. Even if an adult dragon were to attack, there was nothing they could do with the novice protective cover. After browsing the worldwide chat forum, Lin Yi glanced at the hyperspace trading channel. Sure enough, it's the same as I predicted yesterday. There are even more castle lords selling food today. As for the castle lords who buy food, the number of them has dropped steeply. This should be due to the summoning. After summoning for 3 days, the strength of the castle lords' units must have all increased, making it easier for them to obtain food. Compared to the first day, when the food was scarce, and with countless castle lords sighing. Today's trading channel is filled with food. What's more, there's wood and stone. It should also be because now that the danger has decreased, the rest of the castle lords must be preparing to upgrade their castles. Currently, most of the castle lords were only beginner level, very few had reached the intermediate level, and Lin Yi was the only one who had a high-grade castle. After all, Lin Yi was the first to eat this wave of benefits. He was also the one who ate the most benefits. He did not believe that someone else had caught up to him. Even the well-known goddess of the Feng Qing was the same. This evening, or after today, the castle lords who owned high-level castles will start to increase one after another. There's not much difference in the early stages. It's very easy to catch up. My team will have to work even harder to make a difference. The next step is to upgrade the castle to a town. Lin Yi felt a headache thinking about it. Because upgrading a town required 100,000 units of wood, 50,000 units of stone, and 10,000 units of iron. To the current castle lords, this was a huge amount of resources. Even Lin Yi couldn't help but take a deep breath thinking about this absurd amount, but at the same time, such harsh upgrade conditions were also a good opportunity to distinguish themselves from other castle lords. I hope the first person to upgrade to a town can get rewards. It won't be as motivating, otherwise. Chapter 15. The Shock of the Castle Lords. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 15. The Shock of the Castle Lords. Soon, evening arrived. The angel team led by 4. Winged Archangel, Shirley, swept through the forest within a radius of 2,000 meters of Angel Castle. The Angel party had already killed over 200 wild monsters. The lowest kind of monster were at level 1 and the highest level was level 4. They also discovered level 5 and level 6 elite monsters. After this day of hunting, Shirley was the first to reach level 6, the little angels that Seer and Todd had both advanced to level 5, little angel Vic was still a level 4, but he was not far from becoming a level 5. Meanwhile, the newly born little angels Wayne and True had advanced to level 4. 1 level 6, 2 levels 5s, 3 levels 4s. The angel party's strength had greatly increased. Lin Yi, who was in the castle, was surrounded by more than 200 carcasses of wild monsters. They were both large and small. Fortunately, there was no need for manual decomposition, or else he would be exhausted. Collecting was very simple. As long as he chose, yes, the corpses of the wild monsters would be broken down into various materials, such as food, fur, claws, scales, and so on. More than 200 monsters in the wild had allowed Lin Yi to obtain a total of 2,500 units of food. A bumper harvest. Lin Yi believed that, apart from him, no other castle lord could hunt more than 200 wild monsters on the third day. This was his confidence, as well as his confidence in the strength of the angel party. After collecting, Lin Yi stored the monster materials like fur and claws in the warehouse. The food was all placed on the hyperspace trading channel. 3 units of food for 1 energy stone. 1 unit of food for 10 units of wood. Attachment. 1 unit of food can also be exchanged for 5 units of stone or 3 units of refined iron. Quantity: 2,500 units, seller. Lin Yi. The food had just arrived. The world chat channel suddenly became chaotic. Countless castle lords were shocked by Lin Yi's generosity. Because there was too much food on the shelves. Before Lin Yi, there had never been a castle lord who sold so much food at once. Not to mention 2,500 units, the amount did not even reach 1,000 units. Those castle lords who had top-grade units could only sell 700 to 800 units of food in one day. As for Lin Yi, it was directly 2,500 units. It was shocking. Wife. Come out and look at a god. 2,500 units of food, how many wild monsters would he have to kill? Definitely more than 200. My god. Is Lin Yi's castle strength so terrifying? Unbelievable. Today, I killed a total of 13 monsters in the wild. It's not even a fraction of boss Lin Yi's. Terrifying. Elven Garden has expressed its surprise. Black Knight's Castle. Worship Big Boss. Black Dragon Castle. Brother Lin Yi, let us be friends and help each other. Gold City. +1. At that moment, many high-grade and top-grade castle lords appeared. Lin Yi's generosity shocked them. A 1-time sale of 2,500 units of food was shocking. At this stage, apart from Lin Yi, no other castle lord could take it out. At this moment, the world chat channel started to ripple again. I know about wood and stone, but what is refined iron? Why would there be such a thing as refined iron in the exchange rate of Lord Lin Yi? Could it be that it is one of the resources needed to upgrade the castle? Upgrading the castle to a high level requires only wood and stone, and there is no need for refined iron. This could only mean one thing. The castle of Lord Lin Yi has reached a high level and he is preparing to upgrade his castle into a town. This leveling speed is too much. My castle is just at the beginner level. Mine had just leveled up to an intermediate castle. Is this the boss? Worship. Wait, didn't you guys not notice? Lin Yi's food price is already at the standard price. Even the boss Lin Yi has to be bent by the market economy. Celebrations throughout the world. Lin Yi finally stopped being a profiteer. The boss finally stopped being a profiteer. Lin Yi closed the chat. If possible, he was willing to be a profiteer for the rest of his life. However, the market did not allow it. No one cared about the current high-priced food, and no one bought it even if it was hung up. So it could only be cheap. Only after he obtained special food would he continue his journey at a high price. After all, rare things were all precious. The black has to be black. Black means unscrupulous or without remorse. In this context, it means that those which can be profited from, will always be profited. On a grassland far away from the dark forest, a magnificent castle appeared in the golden light. Gold City, Advanced Castle, Ordinary Building. Warehouse Special Building. Golden War Lion House Upgrade Requirement. 100,000 units of wood, 50,000 units of stone, 10,000 units of iron. Next level. Basic Town Current Status. Invincible Current Faction. None. She looked at the gold city she had created. Feng Qin raised her head high slightly, revealing her snow-white neck. She was extremely beautiful and had an outstanding temperament. Standing behind her, or squatting, were the 9 majestic golden battle lions. The castle has finally reached an advanced level. Sure enough, upgrading to the next level of a town requires iron. This is the reason why Lin Yi bought the iron. However, I was still a step behind Lin Yi. Feng Qin frowned and whispered, if nothing unexpected happened, Lin Yi's castle should have risen to the advanced level this morning. It's almost a day faster than mine. One day wasn't a huge gap. However, Lin Yi's one-time sale of 2,500 units of food shocked her. Such a powerful unit. Today, she had only hunted less than 100 wild monsters. It was more than half that of Lin Yi. This directly indicated that Lin Yi's castle was stronger than her gold city. What exactly is Lin Yi's unit? Feng Qin frowned and wanted to know the answer. She glanced at the friend notification. There were a huge amount of friend requests. At the same time, a few of the top castle lords that she had made friends with in the past 2 days left a message for her. In addition, the friend request that she sent out was rejected once again. This guy. Don't you need to establish contacts? Feng Qin gritted her teeth. After a long time, she said in a low voice, no matter what your unit is, I, Feng Qin, will surpass you one day and become the strongest castle lord in the boundless continent. Chapter 16. Upgrade Angel Rebirth Pool. Green-skinned creature. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 16. Upgrade Angel Rebirth Pool. Green-skinned creature. Lin Yi looked at the notification. The Lord of Castle purchased the food that he placed on the Super Space Trading Channel. If the price would be doubled, no one would care. But now, he had adjusted the purchase price and determined it to be a fair price. In addition, his reputation was not very good. His reputation was the highest among all the castle lords. More people knew him than Feng Qin. Now, he was no longer a profiteer. Approachable. There were more people buying food. In the field of trading, he was the one with the highest food sales. This was the celebrity effect. At this rate, at most half an hour, I'll be out of food. It's a pity that all the wood and stones we bought were wood. There are no energy stones and no iron. Energy stones could be obtained by killing monsters in the wild. As for refined iron, Lin Yi still did not know how to obtain such materials. Could it be like mining iron ore? This was not Angel-specific. Lin Yi shook his head and stopped thinking. He closed the trading channel and arrived near the Angel Rebirth Pool. After a day of hunting, he killed more than 200 monsters in the wild and harvested 58 energy stones. Now, he had a total of 123 energy stones. It met the leveling requirements of Angel Rebirth Pool. Do you want to upgrade the military building Angel Rebirth Pool? Yes, no, level up. Lin Yi naturally chose. After working hard for 3 days, wasn't it for this moment? Soon, the Angel Rebirth Pool was enveloped in a dazzling golden light. Even Lin Yi could not see what was inside the golden light. He could only wait for the golden light to disperse. About 10 seconds passed. The golden light finally dissipated. Angel Rebirth Pool. Unique military structure, current rank. Rank point 2, able to spawn 5 holy spirits every day, upgrade requirement. 500 energy stones, 5 crystals. PS, rank point 2 Angel Rebirth Pool that has a low probability of giving birth to a holy spirit with special abilities or wings. After leveling up, the Angel Rebirth Pool did not change much. The statue of the 18-winged female angel was the same as before. Only the pool became bigger. From 10 to 15 meters in diameter. The light from the pool became purer and purer. The energy ripples were even stronger. This was the rank point 2 Angel Rebirth Pool. It doesn't matter if there's a change. The important thing is to nurture the angel and Holy Spirit. Rank point 2 Angel Rebirth Pool, it can produce 5 angel Holy Spirits every day. 3 more when we're ranked point 1. This represents the size of the angel team. It will expand even faster. Another, the probability of giving birth to special angels and multi-winged angels had also changed from extremely low to low. The probability was too high. This was good news for Lin Yi. It's clear that the faster the military building level up, the better. The earlier you level up, the easier it will be to get ahead. The difference between me and the other castle lords is getting bigger. He wanted to dominate the endless continent. Surpassing billions of castle lords was the first step. Suppressing the local factions was the second step. Even if the other castle lords on the same starting line could not surpass them, how could they contend for supremacy? Lin Yi looked at Angel Rebirth Pool. Upon receiving the notification, the energy was insufficient and could not be nurtured. We can only wait until tomorrow. By tomorrow, the rank point 2 Angel Rebirth Pool could be able to nurture 5 holy spirits at once. The number of his little angels would reach 11. The angel team's strength would also skyrocket. They could hunt even more powerful wild monsters. Everything was developing in a good direction. On the night that the blood moon was empty, the angel team returned and brought back the corpses of a dozen wild monsters. Lin Yi decomposed it and then collected it. Put food on the super space trading channel, in exchange for wood, stone, and refined iron. The other materials were stored in the castle warehouse. The materials on these monsters seemed useless, but since they could be collected, it meant that they were still valuable. It was just that he had yet to find a way to use them. My lord. Shirley flapped her snow-white wings and came to Lin Yi and bowed respectfully. When we were hunting outside, we found some unusual signs. Detailed description. Lin Yi immediately thought of the local forces in the dark forest. He received special reminder for the 2 upgrades of Angel Castle. Some local forces in the dark forest noticed him. It was normal for him to appear now. We investigated and tracked those tracks that it's not a wild monster, but a group of green-skinned creatures. Green-skinned creature. Yes, my lord. Shirley nodded. They are wearing tattered leather armor, wielding different types of weapons. They have the language of their race, they have intelligence. Their strength is generally around the 3rd rank. The strongest has reached the 5th ranked elite. They have a large number, over 40. But he's timid. If they notice us, they will flee in panic. In the end, they ran out of our castle's sphere of influence. Without your orders, we don't dare to continue chasing. Lin Yi pondered for a moment and said, those who come are not good, those who are good don't come. Be alert tonight. I'm not wrong. Under the cover of night, they might approach the castle. When the time comes, the angel team will come out and capture them all. If they had come with a friendly purpose, they would not have turned around and escaped after being discovered. This was an enemy force. Bad intentions. Since it was an enemy, it was an angel. Experience. Monster, kill as many as you can. Follow your will, Lord Almighty. For winged archangel surely looked determined. The heretics who invaded Lord's castle will be purified by the holy flame. Only a repenting soul can be redeemed. Chapter 17. Monster Attack. Kill their way out. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 17. Monster Attack. Kill their way out. The night was deep. However, Lin Yi did not want to sleep. He stood at the top of the castle, his eyes shining through the gray glass window, looking at the dark forest outside the castle. The blood moon's light carried a faint scarlet color. It gave a slightly horrifying aura to the dense forest. The 6 little angels scattered throughout the castle and were watching the wind and grass in the dense forest warily. Lin Yi was also waiting for the appearance of the green-skinned creature. However, it stayed late into the night. The blood moon was in midair. There was no movement in the dense forest. Lin Yi even took the time to take a look at the super space trading channel. All of his 2,500 units of food had been sold. He harvested 18,000 units of wood and 3,500 units of stone. As for the energy stones and refined iron, they hadn't been exchanged. Lin Yi was disappointed because of that. However, he also understood that this was normal. Energy stones could be used to upgrade military structures, and they could only be obtained by killing wild monsters. At this stage, they were extremely precious. Refined iron was considered a relatively high-grade material as compared to wood and stone. He didn't know how to obtain the refined iron. It was either direct collection or mining iron ore and forging iron. It was still unknown. However, if it was the latter, it would be even more difficult to obtain refined iron. I want to upgrade the castle into a town. Looks like it is quite difficult. As if thinking of something, Lin Yi opened Friend Info. Today was the entire day. The number of lords who had added him as a good friend was over 30 million, and there were all kinds of notes. He thought about it but did not reject all of them. Instead, he searched for refined iron. In the next second, more than 1 million pieces of information remained, and the rest were all deleted. The vast majority of the remaining information was to ask him what the refined iron was for and how to obtain it. Refined iron was used to upgrade cities and towns. As for how to obtain it, how would he know? He once again searched for the keywords, I have refined iron, sold refined iron, and so on. There were only a dozen pieces of information left. One of the castle lords claimed that he had accidentally harvested dozens of units of refined iron and wanted to sell it to Lin Yi at a high price. Delete it. The lord of the castle claimed that if he discovered iron ore, he could work with Lin Yi to mine it. Lin Yi provided food, and in the future, he would provide iron to Lin Yi. Pull the plug. All the information was scanned. Only one left. Zhong Yao has applied to add you as a friend. Remarks. Lin Yi, Zhong Yao, you have iron. Super many. Wait. Zhong Yao wanted to buy a lot of food. Lin Yi quickly added me as a friend. This should be reliable. Lin Yi pondered for a moment before adding his first good friend since he entered the Endless Continent. How did you get your iron? How much is there? After sending the message, Lin Yi turned off friend message. After all, it was late at night. He could not expect the other party to be a night owl like him. Early in the morning. Blood moon fell to the west. The darkness gradually faded away. The first ray of morning light shone on the dark forest. The roar of the monsters that resounded throughout the night finally stopped. I waited all night for nothing. Lin Yi yawned twice. Then, he looked at the angel rebirth pool in the courtyard. The pure white light was dazzling. Obviously, the energy was fully gathered. Let's first nurture the angel and Holy Spirit. Go back to sleep. The thinking of this, his sleepiness gradually disappeared. After leveling up, the angel rebirth pool could nurture 5 angels at once. This was a tremendous breakthrough. However, at that moment, dozens of sharp spears suddenly flew out from the dense forest. Those spears hit behind the protective cover of the castle. Then, several basketball-sized balls of fire flew over. The fireballs smashed into the protective cover and created a dazzling flame lotus. After being attacked, the protective cover rippled. But it was not breached. 7 days of novice protection, it was invincible. I thought you guys weren't coming. Lin Yi looked at the green figure that appeared in the dense forest. His spirit was greatly shaken. Angel team, charge out. Not a single one. Yes, my lord. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. In an instant, the 6 little angels flapped their snow-white wings and flew out of the castle. For winged Archangel Shirley was the first to attack. Lord says that the light shines on the world, and evil heretics cannot hide in the darkness and shadows. A dazzling light swept across the forest. Instantly, a large group of figures was marked by the holy light. It was the green-skinned creature that was discovered by the angel team yesterday. But they weren't dozens. They were nearly 100. They were generally around 2 meters tall, with the green-skinned creatures, enormous eyes and nose, and full of yellow teeth. Wearing tattered leather armor. They held all kinds of weapons. There were wooden sticks, broadswords, spears, spiked clubs, and so on. There was also a green-skinned creature in a flower-green robe, holding a wand-like stick, with a strange crystal embedded at the tip. He was waving his magic staff and releasing huge fireballs. Attack the protective shield of the castle. He thought that the protective cover was a magic circle that external forces could break. He did not know that this was a beginner's artifact with an invincible defense. Holy Cross / Seal. And Todd, second. Ranked. 5 little angels. Holding the holy sword, they took the lead. They charged into the enemy camp. Victor, True, and Wayne, 3/4. Ranked. Little angels, followed closely behind. They also released the angelic battle technique, Holy Cross / 5 little angels, heroic and fearless. Everywhere they passed, green-skinned creatures fell into pools of blood. Chapter 18. Angel of Love Nina. 6. Winged Angel. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 18. Angel of Love Nina. 6. Winged Angel. Yesterday, the green-skinned creature saw that the angel team was powerful. That creature didn't trifle with them, so it went back and called his friends. Nearly 100 green-skinned creatures were gathered to besiege Angel Castle. However, they still underestimated the strength of the angel team. The 5 winged angels, along with 4 winged Archangel Shirley, could easily kill their camp. Even though Lin Yi's angels were just holy spirits, their combat strength was not something they could compare to. Even the 5th. Ranked green-skinned creatures fell under the holy swords of Seal. And Todd. This was the suppression of super creatures against low-ranked creatures. In just a few minutes, nearly 100 green-skinned creatures had fallen by a third. The rest of the green-skinned creatures let out a strange cry and tried to escape when they saw that the situation was bad. Lin Yi was not idle in the castle. He rushed to the courtyard to nurture the angels and Holy Spirit. A moment later, 5. Light balls flew out of the angel rebirth pool. When the ball of light broke, 5 new angels appeared in front of Lin Yi. Lucky burst. Lin Yi's face was filled with excitement and a bright smile. 5 angels and holy spirits, 4 winged angels. The last one. There were 3 pairs of snow-white wings. This was a 6-winged angel. The wings of this angel were even more powerful than the wings of the 4-winged archangel, Shirley. Angel of Love, 6 wings, current growth status. Holy Spirit, rank. 7th rank, loyalty. 100, dead loyalty, all complete. Lower angel of true God's love, angel of love. There doesn't seem to be such an angel in the Orthodox faction. In other words, the angel of love is a special angel. The number of special angels is rare as compared to the Orthodox angels, the number of special angels is rare. But the lowest is 6 wings. Angel of Love, Holy Spirit, initial rank, 7th. Ranked. When you reach adulthood, you will become a lower. Ranked true God. Not bad for a special angel. A true God was a deity that lived forever. Lin Yi looked at the newly born angel of love. She looked beautiful, with 6 wings. She was wearing a snow-white dress, and her body was emitting a holy light. She was also a female angel like Shirley. Her figure was around 40 centimeters, taller than the newborn Shirley. I didn't expect that. The first birth of the upgraded angel rebirth pool was the birth of a special angel. It should be related to the increase in probability. Lin Yi was very excited. He was completely awake. He named this new angel of love Nina and ordered her to lead 4 newly born winged little angels out of the city to kill the enemy. Understood, Almighty. Nina, the angel of love Nina, bowed to Lin Yi with reverence in her eyes. Then, she flapped her snow-white wings and flew out of the castle. 4 new winged angels followed her behind. At this moment, the angel team had penetrated the green-skinned creatures' camp. Dozens of green-skinned creatures fell in pools of blood. The rest of the green-skinned creatures were terrified and ran away. The enemy was too strong. They could only escape if they kicked iron. The green-skinned creature that held the magic staff ran. It would occasionally wave its magic staff and release fireballs to attack the little angel who was chasing it. Little Angel Seal flew through the air. His body was agile and easily dodged the blazing fireball. The heretics. Kneel down and repent to the Lord. The dazzling white light from the Holy Cross flew over, almost cutting the green-skinned magical creature in half. The green-skinned magical creature was so frightened that its soul almost left its body. He fled even faster. At this moment, a holy light enveloped the dense forest. The holy light enveloped all the green-skinned creatures that were running away, becoming sluggish and struggling. It was the angel of love, Nina. She had descended. Standing high in the sky. Her 6 snow-white wings spread out. She crossed her hands and placed them in front of him. Her petite and exquisite body emitted a holy radiance. Lord loves the world. The world should worship the Lord and worship the Lord. Put down your evil thoughts. Listen to Lord's whispers. Pray to the Lord that if you abandon your filthy bodies, the Lord will redeem your souls. Lord created the world. Omnipotence, love, selflessness, pity, believe in the Lord and live forever. An endless rain of light fell from the void. It enveloped every green-skinned creature. Nina's voice echoed in their minds. In the end, they all threw away their weapons. Their struggling and twisted expressions quickly became confused. They crouched on the ground. Even if they were killed by the chasing little angel, they wouldn't resist. They couldn't contend against the 7th. Ranked angel of love Nina. Even the green-skinned magical creatures put down their magic staff and knelt to confess. The holy sword slashed out. Green-skinned magical creature, death. The battle was over. Nearly 100 green-skinned creatures that had invaded Angel Castle had all been killed. Inside the castle, the golden light enveloped Lin Yi. When the golden light dissipated, his rank rose to rank 3. Special Angel. She was indeed strong. Even if she had advanced to the 7th rank, she still wouldn't be able to do this. After all, she had 6 wings. The growth potential and combat power of an angel depended on the number of wings. The more wings there were, the higher their potential, and the stronger their combat strength. Compared to the 4-winged archangel, surely, the 6-winged angel of love, Nina, belonged to the high angel. Not long after, nearly 100 green-skinned corpses were taken back to the castle by the little angels. Lin Yi collected them one by one. The corpse continued to disappear, but the corner of his mouth began to twitch. From the kill notification, he learned that these green-skinned creatures were called goblins. Goblins were intelligent creatures of the Endless Continent. They were not wild creatures. He could not collect food from their corpses. In the end, he only obtained some tattered leather armor, spears, mace, and other low-grade weapons. In addition, there was the magic staff of those goblins. The crystal was at the top of the staff. It was the upgrade material for the Angel Pool of Rebirth, a foreign crystal. Chapter 19. Information from the Underground World. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 19. Information from the Underground World. Although no food was collected, however, he gained some low-level weapons and experience in ranking up, which was a huge profit. After all, there was also a magic wand embedded with crystals, which was extremely valuable. The next time he leveled up Angel's Rebirth Pool, he could take down the crystal on his staff. After this battle, Little Angel had advanced from the 4th rank to the 5th rank. As for the other angels, their ranks remained the same, but their current rank gained a lot of experience. After that, Lin Yi already had 11 angels under his command. 7th-ranked 6-winged Angel of Love Nina. 6th-ranked 4-winged Archangel Shirley. 2-winged Angel, 3 5th-ranked, 2 4th-ranked, 4 3rd-ranked. His strength had increased. At this moment, the little angels returned to the castle and gathered in front of Lin Yi, waiting for Lin Yi's orders. At this moment, Lin Yi suddenly noticed a special phenomenon. Logically speaking, the Angel of Love, Nina, as the 6-winged angel, should have received support from the other little angels. She should be the top official. But in reality, Nina stood alone. The other 9 little angels followed behind the 4-winged Archangel Shirley. He regarded Shirley as the captain of the angel battle team. Nina, the Angel of Love, was excluded. Lin Yi thought about it and understood. Nina, the Angel of Love Nina, did not despise these little angels. The little angels were not hostile towards Nina because they belonged to different angel factions. The Angel of Love Nina was a special angel. The 4-winged Archangel, Shirley, and the little angels were pure angels. Naturally, there was a clear distinction between Jean and Jean. That was why even though Nina was a 6-winged angel and had a higher rank, she cared about the little angels. The little angels would respect the powerful Nina. However, they were still listening to the orders of the 4-winged Archangel Shirley. Lin Yi did not think much. The concept of the angel faction was inherent to angels. It was hard to change, and there was no need to change. After all, no matter what faction they belonged to, they only believed in one Lord. As long as there was no infighting between the two factions, there was no need to change. Shirley, Nina, when both of you are out hunting, investigate the origins of those goblins. They gathered nearly 100 soldiers in a short time and attacked our angel castle. I think their tribe exists nearby. Find the goblin tribe and compare your combat strength. If you're confident, then give them an unforgettable lesson. Goblins were the most intelligent creatures in the endless continent. Their general rank was low. With the strength of the other castle lords, it was hard to defeat the entire goblin tribe. However, the angel team was an exception. There was a 7th-ranked angel of love, Nina. Even with 300 to 500 goblins in the goblin tribe, the balance of victory was still in the hands of the angel team. Yes, my lord. For winged Archangel Shirley and Angel Nina bowed respectfully to Lin Yi. Then, they led the angel team and flew out of the castle. Afterward, his mind relaxed. Lin Yi felt sleepy and yawned again. After staying up all night, he couldn't hold on any longer and needed to sleep. After all, he was not an angel. At this moment, he suddenly felt something. Open friend info. It was Zhong Yao's reply. Big brother Lin Yi, is it you? Zhong Yao was too happy. The next moment he received another message. Brother Lin Yi, my soldier type is the Grey Earth Dwarf who is specialized in mining, refining, and building equipment. The castle is located in the underground world. There are stone mines and iron mines around. I've sold all the stones I collected from the stone mine, but I've stored a large amount of iron ore and I'm smelting fine iron. It's estimated to be over 300 units. Do you need it? Lin Yi replied, I want all of that, tell me the price. Zhong Yao. 1 unit of food for 4 units of fine iron, do you think it's okay? Lin Yi was stunned. He thought he was going to bleed. After all, iron was precious. He didn't expect that Zhong Yao's price was even lower than the target price that he calculated yesterday. Yesterday, he had priced 1 unit of food for 3 units of refined iron, but there was no result. Now, Zhong Yao was willing to exchange 4 units of refined iron for 1 unit of food. What was he trying to do? Lin Yi. You didn't see my bid yesterday. I saw it. However, I want to maintain a long-term relationship with you. To be able to work with you for a long time is also good for me. When Lin Yi saw a response like that, he had labeled Zhong Yao as a smart business person. He seemed to have lost. But in the long run, he had earned it. After all, Lin Yi was generally recognized as the strongest lord of castle. It was very meaningful to establish a long-term partnership with him with the difference in the price of 1 unit of iron in the early days. At the middle and later stages, there was no need to mention the price difference of a unit of iron. Even if a box of crystals was placed in front of Lin Yi, he would not be tempted. Lin Yi replied. We will cooperate. When I collect the food, I'll come to find you. Great. Zhong Yao exclaimed. Lin Yi asked, how did you melt the iron ore into fine iron? Refined iron was one resource to upgrade a town. But so far, he had not heard of any castle lord who could melt iron ore into refined iron. Hee. When my little dwarf was mining, he accidentally stepped on a mouse and killed it. I didn't expect that the blueprint of the smelting furnace would come out. I've already built the smelting furnace. As long as I throw in the iron ore, I'll be able to. Stepping a mouse to death and the construction drawings were released. Lin Yi was stunned. His angels had killed at least 500 to 600 monsters in the wild. But he did not even see the shadow of the blueprint. Is it a rat? Lin Yi looked at her angel castle. He did not know if there were any rats in the castle. If there was one, he also wanted to trample it to death to see if he could release the blueprint. In the endless continent, somewhere in the underground world, there was an intermediate castle. In the mining area outside the castle, a dozen grey dwarves were working hard to collect iron ore. Above the courtyard of the castle, black smoke billowed from a 30-meter high smelting furnace. In the vicinity of the smelting furnace, there were a few grey earth dwarves who were pouring iron ore into the furnace. Beside him stood a lowly in a pleated skirt with a small grey face. Everyone put in more effort. I found a big customer. It's the lord of the most powerful castle in the endless continent. Our kingdom of Grey Dwarf will soon have a good life. Yes, Master Zhongyao. The dwarves worked harder. Mining for mining, smelting for smelting. Hey, hey, hey. Chapter 20. Equipment caused a sensation. The Chosen One. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 20. Equipment caused a sensation. The Chosen One. Before going to bed, Lin Yi packed the weapons and armor he obtained into 3 copies and placed them on the Super Space Trading Channel. Those types of equipment from the goblins were extremely low grade. There were spears, broadswords, maces, tattered leather armor, and so on. There should be everything. However, he did not need it. His angel had armor formed from the power of faith, and the holy sword formed from the holy flame. He did not need this low-grade equipment. But the other castle lords might want it very much. After all, when a soldier was summoned, there was no weapon or armor. These things were worth considering for some castle lords with humanoid soldiers. Weapons, armor pack auction. The equipment came from the local forces of the Endless Continent, very practical. Click to view equipment details, auction materials. Wood, stone, iron, time limit for auction. 3 hours, the highest bidder wins. The equipment was placed on the shelf. It caused a stir in the World Chat channel. Although the level of that equipment was low, and there were even some weapons and leather armor that were tattered, there were many of them. There were over 100 weapons and armors. He could gather 60 to 70 sets. With these weapons and armor, the combat strength of the humanoid soldiers would be improved. Shit. So many weapons and defensive equipment, all from Goblin. Did Lin Yi kill a Goblin tribe? Yesterday, there were a few goblins, wielding large sabers, chasing after my militia team. Fortunately, we ran fast, otherwise, we would have been wiped out. Lin Yi had killed so many goblins. He is too strong. It seems like this is the first time someone has sold equipment. A big man is a big man, and his moves are extraordinary. Lin Yi is definitely the strongest among the billions of castle lords. Worship. Suddenly, some people spoke. Although there are many pieces of equipment, their grade is too low. Goblin is a low-ranked intelligent creature from the Endless Continent. What's good is their equipment. Some of the equipment and leather armors are already rotten and damaged. There is no point in buying them. Anyway, I don't need it. Soon, someone came forward to refute. Some people were just too ambitious. At this stage, the vast majority of humanoid soldiers were bare-handed and terrific at picking up a wooden stick. In comparison, weapons such as broadswords, spears, and the spiked club were novice artifacts. 3 days after today, the beast tide would strike. To be able to obtain those weapons, one could improve its survival rate or even score, and obtain a better activity reward. Some people were jealous of Lin Yi. They showed ignorance and self-righteousness. For a moment, all the black powder disappeared, not daring to show themselves. At the same time, in the hyper-spatial trading area, the 3 weapons and armors that Lin Yi had bought were all offered by the castle lord. And the frequency of bidding was very high. Many people could see the current situation clearly. So what if those were low-ranked equipment? At this stage, the broadsword and the spiked club were relics. No matter how someone denigrates, there would always be people who knew the goods. Lin Yi. You are qualified to be my opponent. In the Endless Continent, somewhere on top of a mountain. A young man was standing there with his hands behind his back. In his field of vision, 8 black dragons, about 10 meters, were hunting a group of goblins. Perhaps because of the direct summoning, the black dragon, the creature that was standing at the top of the food chain in the Western fantasy world, was not as invincible as the novel described. Initial rank, second order. After adulthood, Step 9. The limit of growth could be king. Rank, Saint. Rank. As a baby, his black dragon's physical and magical defenses were still weak. The dragon power was also not useful. Even a small creature such as a goblin couldn't be frightened. On the contrary, when they saw the black dragon, the goblins took the initiative to attack, as if they had seen the treasure, with greedy eyes. You're no weaker than a goblin. My black dragon branch currently cannot attack a goblin tribe. But they will grow. One day, my castle will surpass Lin Yi and stand at the peak of the endless continent. Young people were confident. His black dragon castle could look down on the world. Lin Yi was just a roadblock for his growth. He wanted to just kick him away. In the endless continent, Feng Qin was leading her golden war lion to hunt for the cattle. Compared to the first day, bison chased around her. Now her golden lion team can easily hunt these herbivores. Lin Yi is one step ahead of me again. But soon, I can catch up to him. The weather was equally confident. I have gathered 100 energy stones. As long as I get one more crystal, I can upgrade my units. She looked at the 5th-ranked elite bison not far away. By the next day, she would go after this. All crystals burst. Her golden capital was ready to take off. In her view, as long as she upgraded the arms of the building, she could surpass Lin Yi. Elsewhere in the endless continent, there were also many castle lords, full of confidence. She thought Lin Yi was just a temporary leader. They'll catch up sooner or later. Because they have the top arms.